So I think everyone knows I love to contribute to the community and I have a lot of joy, especially serving my teachers. So a question that came up during Vinaya was how do we support or help people who are injured or aging or people who feel that they do not contribute enough? So I thought I would just share how I work with this as I had this head concussion about 2 weeks plus and yeah, the knock really knocked some sense into me. So yeah, using rim and pod training. I'm still working on this because my habits are very strong. So I really work on it. So as you can see, my senses are pretty sensitive still. And then when Venerable was teaching, it felt as though she was screaming into my ears. People start moving around, I'll start shivering. And I'm someone who loves being around people. So it was really hard. But what I saw was I'm so super attached to the things that I'm doing, like offering service tasks and yeah, and things are taken away from me. I start to see my sense of insecurity. I question my sense of belonging. What am I doing in this community? And it's like, I was just grasping onto things so tightly. It's like if I'm not attached to it so much, and then I'll be less miserable. So I used the Lamrim and thought training. So I thought about death and what follows me after that. So if all else fails, I went for the brutal one. When you drop dead, somebody will just replace you. Is it really necessary to get so hooked onto things? So yeah, that really just cut the things like, okay, let go, let it go. So that has been my mantra recently. Just let things go, take things easy, chill, relax. Yeah, so Venerable talked to me about this in the woods. She said you need to put the teachings into practice and take it to the cushion. So this was what she was mentioning in the Vinaya teachings yesterday. She said, like identify what are the issues, identify your feelings, and then see what are the thoughts that cause this feeling. So and then ask yourself like, oh, is this a distorted view? Challenge that view. Where did it come from? Who gave you that point of view? What is the situation then and now? Is it the same? And then you challenge your perspective using different ways, different way of seeing things. So one of it was I was dismantling this thought that was very ingrained in my previous training that the more you do, the more you hold, is the more you can grow in your practice. So if you don't do more, you don't hold more, you cannot grow in your practice. And I really got to question that. So I started with silly things like, as a kid, you grow to become an adult. They don't hold anything, but they grow. So yeah, I use different ways to just dismantle it. And then through confession, I love stand-up meeting. It feels like a group and I really had a lot of resistance these 2 weeks when everyone starts saying, oh, I'm going to do this today, do that today. And all I can say was pick apples. I do what I can. And then, okay, that's all. So, yeah, I have to challenge this mind of not belonging and really ask myself what belonging is. If my motivation is in line with creating virtues, wanting to support Dharma, my direction is aligned with the path, then what is belonging? So, yeah, I study when I can, I create merits whichever possible ways, so there's no such thing as belonging there. And then every time I'm less fogged out, and especially early in the morning, I have to tell myself, okay, I have the heart to benefit sentient beings today. I'm going to do my practice. I pace myself. I need to care for myself and to not push. So I try to stay positive and send this energy out, and that's a form of contribution. Okay, good enough. Then at night, before I crash, I would just say, did I do my best? Okay, I did. Did I listen to my body today? Okay, I did. Did I push? No. There are days that I tried, and then I have to say, oh, I did push today. Okay. Don't start beating yourself and say, oh, you're lousy, you didn't listen, and blah, blah, blah. I just say, okay, I'm not going to do that tomorrow. And then, okay, the mind is very powerful, so use it well. And then I do my practice on precious human rebirth. death, and also the thought trainings that Venerable gives teaching on. So another way that I contribute is that my physical body is very painful at night. And then I get up at weird timing in pain. I see frustration, and then I have to tell myself like this is impermanence. I have to see like in the long-term view. Bodhisattvas are concerned about creating causes, and then I'm concerned about the results. So Shantideva also mentioned that Bodhisattva take rest. So if I want to create the right causes for future life, I need to be patient. And if I cannot be patient with myself for a couple of weeks, then how to sustain eons to become Buddha? So it's time to develop some fortitude here. So, okay. So I may not be able to do things physically, but my motivation for resting is not to be lazy. It's just to rest so that I can move further on the path. It's a good motivation, so why do I beat myself up for that? Okay, sleep. So that's what I do. And then the last thing that I tried was really be careful what you wish for here. Because before my head injury, I had this ankle injury a couple of months ago. And then I was angry every day. I was frustrated every day. I vented my frustration at people who were kind at me. So this time, I still see that coming out. This morning was a very good example. I was frustrated. It's like, oh, I got angry because I couldn't do this. Okay, let it go. And then, and there was this period of time that I felt that I wasn't improving. I was deproving every day. I cannot go further anymore. And yeah, this knock really shows that, oh, actually, I'm not getting angry every day now. I'm cherishing every moment. I stay positive most of the time. I don't feel so lonely. When there's loneliness, I try to do the metta meditation. I try to do the exchanging self and others, so you don't feel so alone, isolated. And I take things lighter. Like I would joke with Venerable Sotram, hey, you got a shady friend now, but we are good monastics. And then I would disturb another Venerable saying like, oh, Venerable children should put hearing aids. I put earbuds. So just having some lightness and some joy in it. Yeah. So I think that's how we can support each other, like being positive, and then just knowing that you have contributed enough. And yeah, the teachings on my training and the Lam Rim and what Venerable taught in the woods really helps. So thank you.